the second of 4 Seasons EPs by Weezer. We had Spring back in March, and of course, 3 months later, here on June 21st, now we have the summer portion. And with Spring, Weezer was telling us to have fun, go out and do things. And with Summer, it's a little bit of the same, but with a different tinge, where this is more guitar-driven. Kind of like when they went from OK Human to Van Weezer, this has a lot more guitars in it than usual, and it's 7 songs, just like the last one. And the only one I really didn't like was Blue Like Jazz. I don't know, I guess it felt the weakest of any of the tracks. It just didn't do what I was hoping for it to do, which was just kind of like, you know, I wanted to have fun when listening to these songs, and this was the only one where I didn't really feel it at all. Then we get into the OK tracks, and we have Lawn Chair, which kicks it off. It's a short 2-minute track, and, you know, it's good, but it picks up, and then it just kind of abruptly ends, and I think they could have done a whole lot more with it. The Good of Being Good, I think it's got great instrumental, but for the most part I wasn't necessarily a huge fan of the verses and the chorus and whatnot. It just kind of was there, but I also didn't hate it. Then we have Cuomoville, which if you look at it real quick looks like something else that I'm not going to say because you'll understand where me and probably a lot of people were coming from, but it seems like a funny title because it's named after the band's lead singer Rivers Cuomo, but this kind of seems to be like his perfect world, or at least his perfect summer vacation, what he wants it to be. It's just kind of like he's in charge, and he's going to have us have the most fun. Like, it was a fun little silly song, but again, not great. And the 3 songs that I really liked, Records, which came right after Lawn Chair, I think exemplifies what this record is. The Opposite of Me, again, I think is more of a better Rivers Cuomo vocal kind of thing he has going on, because there are times where he definitely sings high, and you know, he's not the best of high singers, but I think he knows that. But there are times when he tries, and when he tries, he's good at it. And Thank You and Goodnight is a fantastic kickoff. I just like the way it flows, like the way it feels. And at the end, it just goes crazy, and you don't even realize at that point you're listening to Weezer. You feel like you're listening to somebody else. They just do such a great job finishing off this EP overall. So with Summer, I don't really think it's one that I'm going to go back to as often as Spring, but it had its high moments, and when it had its high moments, it really, really snuck out. But when it had its low moments, it could be very hit or miss, and I kind of knew that with each of these EPs it was going to vary as to my enjoyment, because all these EPs are going to sound different from each other. During summer, this is the time when everybody's going to the beach, they're having a good time, so you want more upbeat songs, whereas Spring, everything was just starting to bloom, so you wanted the more calmer but still fun songs. And, you know, now we were getting into the more, I guess you can say, heavier songs. However, I'm going to be very interested to see what fall and winter sound like when those do release in September and December. But until then, we have this. I think it's a tad bit of a step down from Spring, but not too much, still passable. 3 out of 5 would recommend, especially the song Thank You and Goodnight. I just can't get enough of it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this. You can tell me in the comments below if you've heard it, did you like it, or is it not your thing, and which song of yours was your absolute favorite. But until then, stay safe out there, wear your mask, get vaccinated, and I will catch you all in the next one.